And what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a list. We're gonna separate by the chars. For every char in the message, if the char is not in the string punctuation, then we're gonna add it into our list. So what we're doing here is we're going through every character in my message. We're gonna go through every single character and check if it is if that character is in the punctuation list. So right now we extracted this string, and this string has a method called, or an attribute called punctuation. This punctuation stores all the special character symbols that there are punctuations. And what we're doing is we're checking if that character is in this list. If it is not, then we're gonna add it into our list of characters. And so now we can see that we're gonna make this. We're making a list, and we want to make this punctuation, non-punctuation, into a string. So we're gonna do join. We're gonna join them by an empty string. And see how does that look. So you can see now that my message now looks sample message. Notice it has punctuation. So now I remove all the punctuations. So that was the goal. So we're cleaning this up little by little. Okay. So just so that we can see it here. All right. Now let's see how to remove stop words. We can import a list of English stop words from the NLTK. Check the documentation for more languages. So now we're going to be able to use that stop words that we imported. And so some of the stop words are like I, me, mine, myself, we, our, ours, ourselves, you, and yours. Those don't add any flavor to the actual message. So from NLTK corpus, we're going to import the stop words. And we're going to do stop words dot words in English. And we're going to look at the first 10 words of it. So what we're going to do here, we're going to, there's an indentation there, sorry. Stop words, there you go. Okay, so what we're going to do is, remember I told you guys that there's a library of stop words that do not add any flavor. So what we're going to do, I'm showing you right now, is the list of those words. So if I run this, you can see the list of stop words. So those are some of the examples. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to take our message non-punctuation and we're going to split it. We're going to split that into a list. So we have sample message. Notice it has punctuation. So we use the split method to make it into a list. And now what we're going to do is we're going to remove any of the stop words that we have on this list. So we're going to see clean message. And we're going to create a new list with the words from the word in non-punctuation split. And we only gonna include that word if the word dot lower, which that you put into a lowercase, is not in the stop words English. So if the word that we have, if the word here in this list is not in the stop words entire list, then we're gonna add it into this list. That's practically what we're saying here. Sorry, for, not from. And then we're gonna look now in our clean mess. See how it looks like. So notice that we remove, this is our original non-punctuation, and this is our clean one. So we remove the word it and has. So now we just have sample message notice punctuation. And so what we can do now, we can actually do this for all the, now what we're going to do, we want to do it for the actual data that we were working on. So we're going to create a definition, a function that allows us to be able to process the messages that we got from our data. And so let me actually put some notes here. So the goal is practically it takes in a string of text, then it performs the following. So it's going to remove all the punctuation, remove all the stop words, and it's going to return a list of the clean text. That's the goal. So how are we going to do that? Well, practically what we have done before, we're practically just going to do the same thing that we did. We're just going to copy what we did in here. So I'm just going to copy this and put it right here. And then we're going to join it. So I'm just going to join it. The reason that we already did this, so I don't want to redo the whole thing. And then we're going to remove any of the stop words. So we already did that here. And we're just going to return this. So we're practically just doing the same thing that we did before. We're going to take the characters in the message. If the character is not in the string punctuation, we're going to join them back into a whole string, and then we're going to split that. We're going to take that, we're going to separate into a string, into a list, and then each word in that list, if the word is, we're going to put in lowercase. If it's not in the stop words, words English, then we're going to add it into our list. And so now we're going to look at our messages dot head. So that is the that's the original one. And so now we can look at our so this is the original data. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tokenize and make these messages. Tokenization is just the term used to describe the process of converting the normal terms text strings into a list of tokens, words that we actually want. So we're practically removing any. We're gonna take our message data and we're gonna remove all the words that we don't need, and we're gonna just keep the words that we actually need. So this is called a tokenization. Let's see with the example output on the outcome. So what we're gonna do here is, let's do messages, and we're gonna look at the message column. Dot head, and we're gonna look at the 5 of them, the 5, and we're gonna apply the function that we just created, the text process. So we're applying this function that we just created so that we can clean up our data. And let's see what we get. So we can see here that we get this list of elements that don't have those words that we didn't need before. So you can see maybe you can see that we don't have the A anymore. Right after the 2, we don't have the A. We don't have he. We don't have he anymore, and so on. So you can see it had cleaned up the data. Now we can see that messages dot head in a much more cleaner way. So you can see here, this is the old one. Okay. All right. We'll continue with this part. We're going to continue with normalization. There's a lot of ways to continue normalization with this text, such as stemming. Stemming is, remember, is to take a word and put it back into the original form. Like, for example, running, we would change it to run. Runner, probably we just keep it as runner, probably, right? But you know, like if you have a conjugated verb, we probably put it back into this infinite state. Or distinguishing between by part of a speech. The NLTK has a lot of built-in tools and great documentation on a lot of these methods. Sometimes they don't work well for the text messages due to the way a lot of people tend to abbreviate the shorthand. For example, nah, dang, IDK, what, time, you, right? So those things are not very helpful when we actually try to normalize it. So if we actually had the actual words like no instead of a nah, dog, D-O-G-A instead of D-A-W-A-W-G, right? That would actually help a lot, right? So instead here, you can see no dog. We actually have it like that will be way better than actually having this. Some text normalization methods will have trouble with this type of shorthand, so we'll leave you to explore those more standard methods through the NLTK book online. For now, we'll just focus on using what we have to convert a list of words in the actual vectors with the sklearn. Okay. Now, vectorization. This is what we were talking about before. And let me stop here and make the new video.